You're my don't forget.
Oh!
You're my straddle, Jungle. Don't be scared.
No
Come
way.
on, straddle. Jungle's a fish. Jungle is a fish. Bring more jungles.
And start shuffling on the man's chips there, and that is
Wow,
good.
what a disrespect.
Jungle's a fish. Ship it. Ship it. What's up,
Dirty Dan.
Oh
my God.
Yeah,
Wow.
but I don't know that I did it on
You just
purpose.
dropped that bomb on
He
him.
was talking
I
about
didn't do it on
Let the
purpose.
smoke rise.
named Brian, and it took him forever to say his
I'm
name.
a good actor.
Is the hand on?
Conch Dan, 3-betting.
Can
Ace
be
queen
a
off
good
suit.
actor.
Airball with a sneaky
Or maybe not.
8-6
Maybe
of
I'm thinking
diamonds.
away.
I have a feeling he's not going
Anything
anywhere.
is possible. Anything is possible.
Sappy, there's a hand coming up where Terrace wins a big pot with clubs out there. Can you ask production or someone in that room, when it comes on, what 2 cards did he have?
All right, Cowboys, in this episode of Weekly Poker Hand, Nik Airball, loose, splashy, gambling cowboy, raises it up from under the gun, +2 to $2,000, playing 200, 400 with a $400 big blind ante at the lodge, where the Cowboys go to play. Over to another cowboy, Conch Dan. Conch Dan opts to 3-bet from the hijack with ace, queen, offsuit. Perfectly fine, perfectly standard, perfectly reasonable. Everyone folds back around to Nik Airball. He has a suited gapper. Calling's the only option, apparently. Let's head to the flop.
And a flub.
It's against me.
Yep.
I folded
That's what we
ace
request.
8.
But we have
She's
lots
gonna
of
come back.
Monster flop.
Doug, she's
For
gonna
Nik
come back.
Airball.
She's gonna say ace 5 of diamonds. Watch.
Check raise going to be incoming here if
it's
Dan
gonna be a
goes
big
for the
pot.
C-bet, and
Terrace
there it
wins.
is.
Do you want me to just take care of this right now?
The flop comes 8, 7, 2. 2 diamonds. Nik Airball has top pair and a flush draw. That's pretty good. Conch Dan has nothing. Nik Airball checks, as he's going to do with his entire range. This is a spot where I think Conch Dan probably just wants to opt to check it behind. This is a board that's going to connect pretty well with Nik Airball's loose, splashy-ish range because he's not going to be folding junky, suited, connected type stuff, and the 8 and the 7 line up really nicely with the junky, suited, connected type stuff. That said, if you expect Nik Airball to rarely check raise, then betting frequently and small is perfectly fine. As you expect to get check raise more often, though, you want to be way more inclined to check back hands like ace-queen that are very often good if not a whole lot of money goes in the pot, but usually in pretty bad shape if a lot of money goes in the pot. That said, Conch Dan does decide to bet. Let's see what Nik does.
Yep. I know what they're gonna say. It's so obvious. They're gonna say ace 5 of diamonds, and then all of you guys are just gonna look like clowns.
Somewhere at the ace of clubs, 5 of diamonds. I was like, oh shit.
Nope. Ace 5 of diamonds. Both cards diamonds.
I know, it needs to be in this room. Production won't know. Yeah.
16,000
That's
from
what I'm
Nik,
claiming.
who's been owning
Not 100%. Not 100%.
Jungleman so far, 60 hands in on a Saturday here in Austin.
Get in, get in, get in. I mean, it was a great hand.
We got another classic airball, Dirty Dan.
Kind of like
Two
something
broadcasts,
about
one
watching
pot to win.
high-stakes poker in
It's more like
Texas
a
with
classic
cowboy
Dirty Dan
hats.
tank situation.
Everybody enjoying the moment here.
Here we go. Big pot energy lock in here.
Well, Conch Dan got what he didn't want. Nik Airball decides to check raise tiny. So, Conch Dan bet 6,000, and Nik Airball makes it 16. If Nik made it bigger to something like 21 or 30, then I think Conch Dan can easily fold the ace-queen offsuit with no draw. But against this tiny raise, in position, very deep stacked, oh, it feels like a tough spot to float, but I think you probably do need to call because we're in position, getting good odds. If we get an ace or a queen, we're probably good. So, that's what Conch Dan does. Let's proceed to the turn.
Oh! And the action
No
card
fair.
that everybody wanted to see.
God,
Give this
what was-
dealer
I
a
feel-
raise. Kevin, you're getting a raise.
You don't believe me.
I feel so
The turn brings the ace of diamonds, an absolute disaster for Conch Dan because now he's drawing dead, but he made a hand he's probably not going to try to find a fold with. Nik Airball, I think, has a pretty easy bet with the flush. It is almost always the best hand. It's somewhat vulnerable to being outdrawn by random ace with a diamond or a pair with a diamond, but he decides to check. I don't know why I decided to check here. This seems like an excellent spot to bet because so much of Conch Dan's range should check behind on the turn. If he has a hand like an ace with a diamond, easy check back. If he has a hand like pocket kings, with or without a diamond, easy check back. If he has a random float with an ace, easy check back. And you really don't want all those hands to check back. You really, really, really want to nudge money into the pot with hands that are almost always good and vulnerable to being outdrawn. The only time you may want to check here is if you think conked hand's just blatantly insane and will bet with everything on the turn. But I think conked hand plays well, and that means he's going to play well. Check on the turn. Let's go to the river.
You don't have
A little bit of pot control there from Conch Dan. And what's going to be
Why
the
don't you and I
wager?
then?
And now top two pair.
God.
What a river.
Hold on.
Because I know what I have.
This table can't shut
You want to
up.
bet?
Hold on.
And Nik
Terrace,
Airball, flush,
I will bet
check
you
the turn,
1K
Conch Dan, top two.
that you did not
Big
have
bets
ace five
incoming
of
here.
1K to 1K?
Over bets coming. How much is the wager going to be? How much is Nick going to go for? He might even just,
75,000.
he might just stuff it on him.
Let's go.
Imagine if Airball just rips it all.
You're not taking that bet?
Imagine.
I
He
win.
might.
I think he will.
I win.
75.
Oh my god, how good am I? How good am I?
What do you think about 10K?
Could be 75 on the
If he
head
says
check.
yes, it has to be a bet. You can't offer
Wow,
that without
big
being a
deal.
bet.
Binding
Snap
oath.
call.
The river is an absolute disaster for Conch Dan. Now he has two pair. Nik Airball makes the easy 1.5x pot bet. To be fair, I think going all in is probably just a little bit better because in this scenario, if your opponent has a decently strong hand, they're going to call. And if they don't, well, they're going to fold. But Nik Airball decides to be friendly. He bets only 75,000, 1.5x pot. Conch Dan snap calls. Is that the end of the video?
Ship it!
Semi-binding.
Ship it!
Semi-binding. Semi.
We got
Such a
Dirty
cool
Dan
hand.
again.
Good am I?
We got him for 2x on the river, too.
No.
Snap call with the 2x.
You should fold. That's an easy fold.
Oh my god.
Says the idiot who called with queen.
You're
I
that
know that
confident.
Oh,
my
and
God.
now we have an issue.
Why are you so confident?
No way that just happened.
There's a
Dan,
lot of clubs out there. Terrace was the pot.
I wasn't
No
God.
way.
we got a little something forming here.
No, there were clubs out there.
I should have shoved the river right then.
Doug missed that walking away from the table.
Shoved felt greedy though, you know?
Jungleman, frustrated out of his mind. The table is about a 100 million decibel level.
Yeah.
And he is getting owned by Nik Airball.
Wowie. Conch Dan's clearly not so happy that he lost his hand. Or perhaps, not that he lost the hand, because you lose hands sometimes. Perhaps he's unhappy with the way Nik Airball acted after he won the pot.
Ship it!
And he decides to destroy Nik Airball's stack. And then he sat there for a minute, and then he destroyed it again. What I want to know is what is the most interesting / entertaining thing you have seen someone do out of frustration at the poker table? Let me know in the comment section below. I don't know if I should tell all of you this, but one time when I was a young poker player, about 21 years old, I was playing a small stakes home game tournament. I think it was a $50 tournament with $50 rebuys. One of my opponents had a lot to drink. He lost a big hand. I don't remember exactly how it happened. This was many years ago. He was very annoyed. I do remember, however, he turned around, walked to the corner, and pissed in the corner. And then he turned back around and tried to sit back at the table and act like nothing happened. But the host made him leave. Don't get any ideas. Don't do that in your poker game. But that's probably the most absurd thing I've seen at the poker table out of frustration. That's me for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video and a fun little pissing story. If you enjoyed this video, click the like and subscribe button below. And if you want another video full of poker drama, we have another one lined up for you next. Good luck in your games. Have fun. If you get a little frustrated at the table, understand life will go on. I'll talk to all of you next time.